Let's quickly talk about Identity Guard versus a LifeLock versus IdentityForce. And of course, we're speaking about identity theft protection. And so here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So I want to start with Identity Guard. And when you think about Identity Guard, I want you to think about flexibility. I want you to think about an all-in-one identity theft protection service. And you are talking about 3 bureau credit monitoring. This is really good. I mean, basically, Identity Guard has three pricing tiers. You have the basic, you have the intermediate, and you have the advanced. I mean, they call it total and ultra. But you have a 3 bureau credit monitoring on the total and ultra pricing tiers. So that's really good. So when you close your eyes and somebody's asking you, what does Identity Guard really do? What does they? I mean, what do they do? They basically protect you by monitoring your personal information. They will monitor your credit, your bank accounts, and they do this for signs of identity theft and alert you to any breaches or suspicious activity in near real time. So this is really good. And what we love about Identity Guard is that they are very fast. They're very reactive, and that's what you want anyway in an identity theft protection service. So basically, you have 3 bureau credit monitoring with real-time or near real-time fraud alerts. You have monthly credit scores and 3 bureau annual credit reports. That's really good. You have Experian Credit Lock, so instantly lock and unlock your credit file. So that's really good also. You have all kinds of monitoring in terms of bank accounts. You have your credit card accounts. I mean your credit cards. You have your 401k and home title monitoring. So you can really expand the scope of monitoring that you want. You have digital security tools, including a secure password manager and safe browsing tools. You have white glove fraud resolution support, so that's really good also in terms of giving you the whole 9 yards, if you will. And you have what we love a lot is that you have up to $1 million in identity theft insurance, and this is for you and your family. In other words, up to 4 individuals who all live under the same house, under the same roof. They must live with you to actually qualify. But that's pretty good. $1 million. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of Identity Guard. So the pros first. So you have a service that provides 3 bureau credit monitoring. But again, as I said a little earlier, this monitoring is available only on the intermediate and advanced pricing tiers. So that's the total and ultra plan. So you're talking about monthly credit scores and one-click Experian credit lock. So that's really good in terms of flexibility. And you have award-winning identity theft protection, including 24/7 dark web scanning. So that's really good. I mean, if you're really concerned about some dark web activity around your name or your account, your financial accounts, your credit card account number, your bank account number, whatever, this dark web scanning will really help you. And we are talking about data breach and public records monitoring. So that's really good. So that's really just to give you an idea of the advantages that you have with Identity Guard. What about the cons? The white glove fraud resolution support is only available to Ultra plan members. You have a real-time and round-the-clock monitoring of your bank account, credit cards, debit cards, personal finances, and 401k is actually available only on the total and ultra plan. But there is no credit protection or monitoring on the lowest priced plan. And let's talk about the pricing so you can see on the screen. So this is what the pricing looks like. So you have value, total, and ultra. And so Identity Guard wants you to go with the ultra plan because that's where they make money. But based on our analysis, you want to go with the total, at least the total. The value plan is not really, it's not really where the juice is at. No. This is the value plan actually provides basic identity protection and credit monitoring, okay, and for individuals and families. So that's really possible. But where the juice is at is either on the total plan or on the ultra plan, so that you can really see which one really fits your situation. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Identity Guard versus LifeLock versus IdentityForce. I want to talk to you now about LifeLock. And LifeLock is actually associated with Norton. And this is actually one of the biggest names in the industry. And when you think about LifeLock, don't just think about identity theft protection. Think about more than that. Okay, we are speaking about comprehensive identity protection. So basically, LifeLock is actually one of the most well-known names in the business because it has a long history and connection with Norton 360. And so LifeLock actually uses the Vantage Score scoring model for credit monitoring and credit score tracking. So if you want to go with Vantage Score versus FICO score, you will love LifeLock. And the cool thing about LifeLock is that if you really want to have a discounted price, it's really available. I mean, you're gonna need to apply for other Norton products. For instance, if you have the Norton antivirus products, you can actually qualify for up to 25% on your LifeLock sort of a subscription. So that's really good. So when you actually have a LifeLock subscription, you have identity theft monitoring, you have credit monitoring, but only one bureau though. And so this is only one bureau on standard plans. You have identity theft insurance, and you have financial account monitoring. So when I talk about financial account monitoring, I am just speaking about everything from credit cards to a 401k to bank account, checking accounts, savings accounts. You have, so anytime there is activity around your account or your name on your, and even your social, even insurance, for instance, if somebody is taking a insurance, like taking an insurance policy in your name, whatever, LifeLock will certainly alert you in near real time. So that's really good in terms of giving you flexibility in managing your financial situation, your financial risk, and that's really good. So once again, identity theft monitoring, credit monitoring, identity theft insurance. 1 million, that's the standard amount. And then you have financial accounts monitoring. Let's talk about the pros and cons of LifeLock. So first, when you think about the pros, you have extensive identity monitoring. So that's really good. I mean, when I talk about extensive, I'm talking about social security number. I'm talking about dark web scan. I'm talking about social media monitoring, among others. Okay, so really with the LifeLock from Norton, you have comprehensive identity monitoring. You also have 3 bureau credit monitoring and other financial protection services. So that's really good, but you only can get that on the Ultimate Plus. So Ultimate Plus is the highest priced plan. And you also have all-in-one protection with Norton 360 digital security tools, including VPN, password manager, and antivirus. But this will actually require you to pay additionally. What about the cons here? When you think about LifeLock, well, the first thing is that the second year renewal rates are 30 to 70% higher than the initial price you pay. So just be aware of that, because it could be a big shock. So that's really important. I mean, we have seen folks who are really discouraged by LifeLock's sort of pricing tier, but it is what it is. I mean, they could charge you 32 or 70% higher than the initial price you pay. So just be aware of that. And many essential features are only included in the more expensive plan. So it's just one of those things where you have to see your situation and see what really works for you. I want you to look on the screen right now. Here is the pricing for LifeLock as of the date of this show. So you have the standard, the Ultimate Plus for individuals, and the Ultimate Plus for adults. And we're talking about 2 adults. So it is what it is. So basically, you have to really ask yourself, am I interested in the standard, the Ultimate Plus as an individual, or the Plus for adults? So the bottom line here is that you have to really think in terms of your household, because identity theft usually is done individually, but it affects, many people. So especially if you are thinking about doing something at the family level. So that's really important to really think holistically. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Identity Guard versus LifeLock versus IdentityForce. Next, I want to talk to you about IdentityForce. So this is actually a product from TransUnion. So it's important to really remember because Identity Guard is independent. You have LifeLock that's also independent. I mean, they're associated with Norton, but they're not part of any credit bureau. But IdentityForce is purely a product from TransUnion, so it's important. And IdentityForce actually offers a 3 bureau credit monitoring, but they only do so on their Ultra Secure Plus plan. I'll talk about the price later on, but the Ultra Secure Plus credit plan is actually the most expensive one. And the cool thing is that with IdentityForce, you basically get access to your credit score based on the VantageScore 3.0 model, as well as information on your TransUnion credit report. You also receive notifications when your credit score changes and when there are suspicious changes to your accounts, or let's say you have signs of compromised data. So it is what it is. And so when you talk about IdentityForce, especially the ultra secure plan, you have banks and bank and credit monitoring. That's really important, especially like I said, if you have a major transaction happening and you want to be in the know, then this is really good for you. So you have bank and credit monitoring. You have credit similarity tools. So you have tools that really simulate your credit for you. You have public records monitoring. So that's really important as well. And then you have digital security tools for PCs. So if let's say you have a large family or you have in your household, people use PCs instead of apps. Instead of tablets, instead of mobile phones, or instead of laptops. Then you want to go with this IdentityForce. Okay, and you are talking about all kinds of digital security tools. So that's really good. One thing I want to say is that when you think about IdentityForce, I want you to think about TransUnion. So if you are really interested in knowing what's happening with your TransUnion account, then IdentityForce will really be the most recommended sort of service for you. And it doesn't matter where we live. They cover all the 50 states because there are some identity theft protection services that will tell you, listen, we do not cover your state. Okay, so but no, this service will cover all states. So which means no matter where you're at, they will be there for you. I want to talk about the pros and cons of IdentityForce. Okay, first the pros. So you have a service that's directly connected to a major credit reporting agency. So we are speaking about TransUnion. You have a VPN and credit score simulation tools that are included. So that inclusion is kind of cool because you have flexibility. So VPN. So you also have white glove for fraud resolution support is available at all tier levels. So you don't have to pay more to get that sort of fraud resolution. And we're speaking about white glove fraud resolution. So what about the cons here? Let's talk about that. Well, one thing we have seen in our analysis is that IdentityForce actually is way more expensive than other services, especially if you want 3 bureau credit monitoring, okay, and you have fraud insurance coverage. That amount varies depending on the membership tier that you have, and there is no money back guarantee. So that's really important to remember. Let's look at the pricing now. So how much does IdentityForce really cost? So you can really see on the screen here, you have with credit monitoring, you are talking about $349.90 per year. That's if you are on the Ultra Secure Plus credit. But the Ultra Secure Plus credit, that's where you really get all the protection that you really need. But if for any reason you do not want to have credit monitoring, you can go for the ultra secure individual. There you pay $19.99 per month, or they'll charge you $199.90 per year. Okay, so you are basically saving some cash. The cool thing about IdentityForce is that you have a 30-day trial. Okay, not all services will give you this opportunity, but they give it to you. And if you are interested in TransUnion in general, you want to really have that. So the first screenshot I showed you for individual plans. The second screenshot, I want to show you data for family plans, so you can see how much it will cost you to have ultra secure and ultra secure plus credit. So again, it's all about transparency. Talk about our decision here. So Identity Guard versus a LifeLock versus IdentityForce. Which one should you go for? Before you make a decision, it's important to really know exactly what are you trying to protect, right? What kinds of data are you trying to protect? Because the thing is that, do you want to have a credit monitoring? Do you want to have 24/7? Because the whole thing is that you have all kinds of protection that all kinds of services will actually provide to you. So, for instance, LifeLock goes way beyond identity theft and gives you something much more, right? So, but it's one of those things where you have to see what really works for your specific situation. And what I want to say here is that when we talk about, let's say credit in general, and especially if you want to monitor your credit history, you want to make sure that you can regularly check your credit reports yourself. In other words, even if you have a service that should do it for you automatically, you can really check yourself just to make sure things are running smoothly. You also have the ability to freeze your credit report with all three credit bureaus. So this is another element that you want to pay attention to in terms of making sure that you're getting the best deal possible, right? So you want to use unique passwords for every online account. You want to use a password manager so that you are able to know exactly what's happening, especially if you have to change the names under which a credit union a credit union or bank has known you for years. Now you have to change. You want to be able to manage, sort of navigate that field too. Okay. And one thing I want to say is that you want to also use a two-factor authentication if available, so that way you don't risk to have any kind of, I would say, a suspicion or whatever. I mean, it really depends on what you're trying to protect, right? Really depends upon what you're trying to protect. But the bottom line here is that if you start a little early, then you have the opportunity to get things done a lot faster. So, Identity Guard versus LifeLock versus IdentityForce. Which one should you go for? Our choice is Identity Guard. It's actually the cheapest. And if you want a service that's associated with a TransUnion, go with IdentityForce. The only thing is IdentityForce is more expensive. If you want something that is that goes way beyond identity theft, go with LifeLock. LifeLock offers you way more than identity theft. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. And so quickly recap to this conversation. So I talked to you about the review. And so the three players today are Identity Guard, Truffle, and so you have Identity Guard, LifeLock, and IdentityForce. Okay. So I gave you the review, the decision, and the winner. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time.